Hi and welcome to my Playhouse, and today we're gonna be playing a little bit with remote video editing on a virtual server from anywhere in the world, hopefully. I've been doing videos about this before, but today I want to play with this little machine here. This is a computer. It's actually a shuttle computer. It's a piece of crap. My cousin has picked it out of the trash and it's probably where it belongs, but hopefully it's just about good enough for this. It has some features, and let's just see that. On the front here, it has a couple of serial connections, not very important for what I'm gonna be using it for, but it has an SD card reader. Guess what my camera records on? It records on SD cards. So this little machine can natively read the SD card. I'm hoping here. On the back, it has a lot of ports. It has a power plug and it has a DVI connection. It has 4 USB 2 connections. It has an HDMI and an internet connection. It has a headset, 2 headset connection, one for the microphone and one for the speaker. And otherwise it has nothing. And well, let's just go to the table and see inside of it. Okay, here it is. This side is prettier. It says shuttle, and I haven't put in screws. You can take the sides of it like this. It's very much built like a laptop computer. So it's totally passive. This is the hard drive. This is the connector for all the ports on the back side. DVI connection coming out there. There's some cooling for the processor right here. Serial USB. Oh, I forgot a USB connector on the front. Okay, there's a USB connector there. Otherwise, a couple of serial connections. 2 gigs of RAM in this one. It can be extended. Let me just take that out. But 2 gigs in it right now. It has a wireless network card. It has the hard drive that we saw here. I put a solid state drive in it. It came with a solid state drive of 60 gigabytes, but my cousin took that out. He wanted that. I got the rest, so I put in another solid state drive. This is a 128 gigabytes solid state drive. Otherwise, it's just a tiny computer. Down here is the processor somewhere. Apparently they didn't like this much because they haven't really updated this for a while. We were online checking this out. I have had my student at work firmware updating this, and he couldn't do that because there were no firmware releases available. Only the original piece of firmware that this tiny machine came with could be put on it, and that was old. And he installed a Windows 10 on it, and that was doable, but the screen driver was not doable. As soon as you install the screen driver on this thing, it crashes. So we couldn't do that. But let's cover it up and try and connect it and see what happens if this can do what I want it to do. Over here, that's my TV here at my Playhouse, and I have this little box that I use for my YouTube watching. They become very dirty very fast. Weird. Oh, and there went the network connection down behind. So we're gonna plug this. I have a gigabit connection to my router. Put that in. Now we're gonna power this off. There. And take the HDMI cable out of that. Plug that into the computer. Tiny computer here. There. And we need a power adapter as well. Comes with a tiny little, looks very much similar to a laptop power thing. Plug that in. There. I have a mouse, I want that too. Might just use the USB in front for the mouse here. I need a keyboard as well. I have a have a wireless Bluetooth keyboard. I don't think this thing has Bluetooth, so I need to go get a USB keyboard. So I might have to move the mouse behind of the machine instead to plug in the keyboard here instead. Okay, I plugged in the keyboard, so let's try and power this on. I thought, oh, it did power on. Oops, oh, the side fell off now. And we did have there we are. And it's booting Windows 10. Awesome. So we are logging in here. Unfortunately, this machine is so old that the screen driver is not good for it, but let's see what happens when I play a little bit with it. I'm gonna see if I can change the screen resolution, because that one is no good. So what is this all about, you might be asking yourself? Well, it's all about, I want to be able to take a really lousy computer, maybe not as lousy as the one here, because this resolution of my screen up here, it's not able to do HD 1280 times 1024, and if you install the screen drivers in Windows 10, it crashes. So unfortunately, it's stuck with the Microsoft display adapter, and yes, we have tried to install Linux on it, and it will run in Windows 7 32 bits, but well, that's just boring. And the remote desktop that I want to show you in just a little bit will run the best in Windows 10 because of the improvements that Microsoft has done to remote desktop in Windows 10. So, well, let's go see that. I don't have a remote, so our remote desktop right there. Howdy doody. So we will go and log into that. And I can log in. Before we do that, we better set up some stuff in here to give us other options. We want full screen because this resolution is already bad enough. For video editing on what I'm doing in my videos, I do not need 32 bits because I'm just cutting out all the crap that I'm saying in these videos. So we can go lower than this. We can go 16 bits would be. Actually, the screen up here is really bad. The screen driver is really bad, so it probably don't even do 32 bits. So that's good. Local resources. We can send different stuff with this local computer and send stuff forth and back to the remote server that we're gonna connect. We're not gonna be using the printer, so we can remove that. More, we don't have a smart card, we can remove that. Drives, I would like to share the C drive here. Actually, I would like to share the SD card, but I haven't put in an SD card yet, and I don't think I have one. Might have to take it out of the camera just to try and remove. I might have to take it out of the camera just to see that working as well. So I'm just gonna share the C drive over there, okay? And settings, I want the audio coming out as well. So play on this computer, that's great. Next, experience, automatically, that's fine for now. Connect, blah 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 blah, don't ask me again, that's awesome. And the username, just use me. And blah blah blah, yes. So I get a desktop on this remote server. And I've been here before, you can see that. So now I am on a totally different machine. And I should be able to load a project. So let's go over here and start up a project. Let's go. I think we have one here that is completed. We have already seen this video. I uploaded this one last week. So we can load that. Here is the editing program when it has loaded, and it's loading all the stuff down here. And it's just buffering, it takes a little bit. There. We can set the cursor somewhere. I don't know if it's gonna play. Power supplies are alike. Many of the same components you will find in another power supply. So I want to save as many of these components as I can. So right now I'm editing video on my TV on a stupid little computer that is sitting right there. And I think this is pretty awesome. I can another one of these show some more. And it runs fairly good. Right now I'm on local connection, of course. So there is almost no lagging. Another one of these. When I press and when I stop, it's almost real time. You can see the camera microphone here. Sorry about that. Even this simple little machine is able to scroll through my video pretty well. If I want to see something like that, I can zoom in on it and start editing. If I might have paused right here, so I might want to get rid of that. You don't have to sit and wait for me finding the words. So I might just make a cut there and make a little overlap, and then that will be gone. Quite a lot of my editing is happening that way, just removing all the crap that I say. I can just go back here. And everything is not happening on the tiny little machine, but on a server at my PlayHouse. And that server is pretty awesome and powerful. So we can just go see that. This is the server. And that runs server 2016. I'm still on my 180 days test here. And I am still testing this dude. Here is the server. It's running on an IBM 3650 Model 3. It has two X5650 2.667 GHz processors. I've given it 12 gigs of RAM, 64 bits and blah blah blah. And of interest, this is the machine that I have shared my NVIDIA grid card with. So the editing software is actually using the grid card. We can see this here under options and video. And right here it says that it's using the grid card right there. I can turn it off, but I wouldn't want to do that. It becomes rather slow if you do that. Okay, I am on my phone right now. I've taken out the SD card, which is located on the bottom of my camera here, so I can't record myself taking out the SD card. So I'm gonna plug it in here. Hopefully don't mess it up. I need that SD card, so let's see what happens. It goes in. So let's see if it pops up. Probably on the other computer, so we have to remove that and go in here. Do we get an SD card? This computer. We have, that's the C drive. No SD card yet. No SD card yet, so I'll have to mingle with that. It might be missing the SD card reader or something like that. That would be really awesome if I could just put the SD card in and transfer the data. Okay, some time has passed. The SD card is in here. It's a rather expensive Kingston card I have in there. It has to be very fast to be able to handle this 4K camera. I tried with a cheap one, that did not work. I have installed, well, I updated the whole Windows thing. Got this anniversary thingy that installs all the crap on your Windows 10 machine. That didn't help any, but I was able to find the drivers on the shuttle's homepage. They actually had the drivers for the SD card. So I'm gonna try and transfer some of the files from that SD card and over to just a folder. Well, let's just transfer them directly to the network. Okay, so we are in the middle of recording a video here, and I took out the SD card, so we can go in here. That's the folder from the camera today, and I've already recorded one video, so we're not gonna not gonna copy that. I'm gonna see if we can get some pictures on this. Large pictures, will that work? That will work. I've been working on the Terra NAS box here. I'm afraid there is not much of a Steadicam on this iPhone. But Terra NAS, and about there. This one and down to this one. Can I do something smart? I can kind of select all of these. I need to no. We'll just copy these over here and copy. I'm very interested in seeing how fast that is. That is 21 megabytes per second. It's not that bad. It could be better. It could be a lot worse. Okay, back on the good camera, hopefully. I don't really like taking the SD card out of this camera. I'm so used to just copying it the other way. But what we can do now is, now I've transferred the data to the server, the editing server. This is a share on the editing server. Of course, if I was sitting in Istanbul, I would have to do this through FTP or something like that. But I have transferred it and it did work. The SD card did work. This number 10 here, that one is from another video, but we're gonna go to the editing server and see what it looks like from there. Remote desktop connection, that one. And it has forgotten it, so I have to type that in again. It's still on the same screen that I was before. Just gonna see everything here, there. And this is the old video that I was doing, so I'll close that down. Go to the library where I keep the footage. That's down here on this V drive. And I have a project folder here. That's all the files for my video editing. And I have each video in a folder here. I haven't cleaned this up. Most of these are from last week, but this F1 is the one we just uploaded. I'm calling them video and the number of the video that they're gonna be, but I'm not totally sure which video they're gonna be yet. So that's why they have a letter at the end. So this might be number 469. It might be number 467. So here are all the files, and I know for a fact that this one is the wrong one. It's not supposed to be in there because that's the ending of the other video. I don't know if we can play it. We probably can. Oh, or maybe not. Oh.
Well, I was getting nervous there, but it seems that the TerraMaster actually does get up and delivers what the 1 gigabit connection can pull through. Stop. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was me just a couple of hours ago ending another video. So we'll close that down. We don't need that in this folder, so delete that. I'm still recording this video, as you can see. We are recording, so this footage that I'm recording now needs to go up there as well, but well, we're not done yet. But let's say that we are done, and I have this file here. This is my PlayHouse template. So I copy my template into this folder, F, there, copy, here, check, and now it's in here. Magic. So I'll start that up. Have to remember to move this out of the way. So this is the template for my PlayHouse. I have the introduction over here. We can just see that. It's running up here. It's very small on this screen. And this is where the video usually starts, and my name is there, and I'll probably be somewhere in the screen. I'm always in the screen to start with. So over here we're gonna go explore for my footage, and it's on the V drive and it's under F there. So I'm gonna take these files, all of these, and I'm gonna drag them down here like so. And I'm not gonna go to the end. I wanna edit the start of them before I place them at the right. Oh, I'm already at 15 minutes here. I have to edit this video really quick. It's getting too long already. Damn. As you can see down here, can you see that? Oh, I'm in the way, sorry. Which, as you can see at the bottom, there's a green line working forth and back. It's making proxy files out of the raw footage. I'm recording everything in 4K, so to make this editing program work better, it's making a proxy file out of that footage to make it more easy to edit with, scrolling forth and back and doing all that good stuff. So, but everything is happening on the server, and I can actually just minimize that and go do something else now. We are still just on a machine here, so, and well, actually this is connected to the editing server, so minimize that. I actually wanted to show you this computer that we are working on there. This is an Intel Atom CPU D2550. This is a dual core 1.86 GHz. It has 2 gigs of RAM and 64 bits operating system. The only real flaw with it right now is this 4:3 screen. This sucks. I'm pretty sure I've seen it work with full HD. Maybe I would need to change the cable to VGA or DVI to get that up and running. But otherwise, I think this tiny machine would be okay for video editing. I'll test it out a little bit when it's done compiling or proxying my files here, and I'll give you the judgment. Well, so now I can sit here in my couch and edit video.
Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we're gonna be playing a little bit with remote video editing.
See, I didn't do that one very good the first time, so I started it over. So I need to go over here to start the video, like that, and just there's a shortcut for that. There, and I can do that over.
Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we're gonna be playing a little bit with remote video editing on a virtual server from anywhere in the world, hopefully. I've been doing video.
So, well, this is kind of funny, editing the video that you're seeing. If this thing would just work with HD, like 1920, instead of this 1200, it would be perfect. The little machine, it doesn't have to do much. It's just have to transfer the screen from the virtual server out in the data center and to wherever. So I think this is pretty cool, and it's
videos about this before.
Reactive enough so that I would be able to work with this.
But today,
so that's cool enough. And I can scroll through the footage and show, and it does that fairly well. And we can zoom in on something and take it frame by frame ish. So it's a little bit laggy at times. Not bad at all. So again, this is one of the things that I've been playing around with. Being able to film these films here, upload them to my server before I leave, and have someone else in the world edit my videos. And I've already been testing this with Yannick in Germany, and he has been editing a couple of videos for me. And I can then log into the server and look at the videos and do some minor stuff and export it and upload it. That has been working really well, and I'm looking forward to playing with this some more. So, well, work continues. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye. Bye.